Wow, it's so intense right now. This really is the year of the fire horse, huh? With all these fires everywhere. I don't know if you've been watching YouTube, but I'm kind of addicted to YouTube. I think I have to go up and paint in my painting studio because I've been watching way too much YouTube. You probably have too, though. But I mean, it's great. We have all this communication. I am going to do some Reiki. So if you want to run to the bathroom and get a snack or something. Um, yeah, so I do the rosary every day. I mean, I really try to pray all the time, especially like if I'm moving around the house or washing dishes or, I think it's really healthy. I think it's healthy to do that, to be in a state of grace. Because then when you're in that state of grace mentally and emotionally, you can radiate that out to other people. And this world needs a lot of help right now. You see what's going on. I don't even have to go into the sordid details, right? But I mean, if you look at Chinese medicine, okay, they have a clock, right? And it's called the clock of the five elements. And you have like fire, and you have earth, right? And then it's water, air, wood. I mean, these five elements, right? And they're all being affected right now on the planet. So we really need to do. I know I need to do a meditation. I'll do a full moon meditation. So when is that? That's coming up, right? I forget what the day is. It's been so hard, right? The last few days. I have my air purifier on. I thank God I have a multi-pure water purifier. God, I could do a commercial on that. But I'm going to change the drum inside. I showed you that before, right? When I changed the drum. I feel like I need to do the drum again. So sorry, guys, I'm on the couch today. I really can't get up and do a meditation, but I could do a healing. Yeah, it's just been too hot. And where I live, the air is almost like 300. I don't know, micrograms or milliparticles, or I don't know what they call that stuff. But it's super high. So you have to lock yourself. When I went out to feed my birds today, I wore a mask. So, because I'm in that age range. So if you're older, you have little children, I feel bad for the animals. They say not to take the animals outside, but just put a mask over their noses. That's all. Take one of those little paper clippies and put a mask over your dog or cat's mouth if you take them outside. You could do that over their nose. No, over their nose. Like a little, like a little harness on a horse. So yeah, I think a lot of us are bored because we're kind of trapped inside. And then I heard these reports, really terrifying reports, and pray to God they're not true. So yeah, I was feeling, I mean, maybe a lot of us are feeling bored right now. We feel kind of trapped, by all the events that are happening, because, we're so worldly connected right now. We probably have relatives and friends in all these parts of the world, right, and parts of the United States. And I called up my astrologer today, and I left her a message. She's going to do, Val Evans, she's very good, at 3 o'clock in Chicago time. She's going to do, I don't know what she's going to do it on, but at 3 o'clock she's going to be on today, VALEVANS. And I called her up and I said, listen, you're in Texas. Are you okay with her new poochie? I said, because if you need someplace to stay, you can come and stay with me. She needs to get out of there. I mean, they have flooding all over Texas. The only thing that I wish it would flood would be those mosques of the radical Muslims. And I'm sorry. Sorry, Lord, for me to say that, but, they're preaching hate. And I think hate has to be dealt with. That you can't just come to another country and take it over with your mosques and your hatred rhetoric. You can't do that. It's rude, it's cruel, it's insensitive. And the men treat the women in such an abusive way. And that's supposed to be a holy person? F that. The holy person is about love and compassion and joy and healing and forgiveness. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I haven't done some Reiki sooner. But sometimes I feel like YouTube and a lot of these platforms, they like cast a spell on us. And they like take over our whole lives. And then we can't like really focus on anything else. But I've been getting better at balancing that, because now, see, I feel like my throat is burning and I have my hair filter on. So I'm not going to be able to talk long. I mean, I have all my windows closed. And be careful of getting that parasite. You know, whatever you eat now, make sure it's cooked, right? And you may seaweed's probably pretty good, but I wouldn't eat a lot of these greens right now. You know, see, they're importing so many things. And people, well, if they're not spraying their toxic chemicals, they're spraying contaminated SHIT on everything, right? So figure that one out. The people of the future, the people that are going to be successful, are the people that do the right thing. And that means protesting against these data centers. We should mobilize an entire city against these data centers. I mean, we're weak. You know, I used to protest against, well, I did. We had the first peaceful march against the Vietnam War at my college in DeKalb. We were the first one. Because everybody else, it was so violent. And I forget that one university where they came out and actually shot the kids. They shot down the was it Kent State? I don't know, somebody can correct me on that. But yeah, they shot down the college students. So I think we need to start boycotting stores that carry toxic stuff, like toxic candy, toxic chocolate. I mean, maybe I should start a boycott, you know? Sit there. I don't know how many feet you could sit from the door. I should sit there in my walker and pick up a sign, right? Because everything's so toxic right now. And how is the light going to shine on this planet if we don't do the right thing? And please pray for that Nolan case. You know, I did throw cards out on it. I posted in some of the chats. But yeah, I really believe there was fire involved to hide the evidence. I don't know what that means. And then I felt maybe it just means that it was like a lot of chaotic energy. Fire, right? Look at Canada. Please pray for Canada. Let's do a visualization. Oh my God, I haven't done it. Oh, this is the other thing I wanted to tell you guys. Look at this. This is a bag of selenite. And I was reading about selenite as a crystal. I'm sorry, I'm laying down. You know, I'm going to have my 77th birthday. So I have a right to lay around like a caterpillar, right? All right, so we'll do some more Reiki too. And maybe I'll do a laying down meditation, because I'm sure some of you guys are laying down. So yeah, I looked at it and I didn't like the dirt inside of it. I want to get some new selenite. So this is selenite, sorry. It looks like a piece of glass, like frosted glass. You need to read about it. It'll blow you away. Okay, before I even read about it, I put it in my left hand, because that's your receiving hand, and I closed my eyes. Let's just meditate for a few minutes. Because this is really good for you guys, even though I'm holding it, because it increases telepathy. So now you and I can reach out to our third eyes and our crown chakras, right? Wow, I even feel it in my right hand this time. So yeah, so I guess it could activate some of your mudras. So when you feel it activated, okay, what does it mean when it's activated? It might feel like you have a little pin or needle poking you. So then you take that finger, I guess it would be my ring finger, and you put it with your thumb. Or whichever finger you feel it in, right? Could be your heart. So just hold that together. And while I'm holding the Isn't that a nice name, Selenium? It means the moon. Like Selena, it means the moon. One of my favorite nurses that I worked with, I was a student nurse at a hospital in Chicago. Her name was Selena. She was from the Philippines. She named one of her daughters Hollywood. All right, so selenium, I started holding it in my hand and I started like meditating on it. I mean, it takes no, what is it called? No time at all before you meditate on it. Because you're going to feel that your left hand, your receiving side, is going to get warm. And then you kind of want to breathe in through it. So it's really cheap. Oh my God, I'm going to get a whole bunch more. It's like $7.40 on some of these websites. But it's super powerful. And you're not supposed to wash it. Okay, you're supposed to put it in the moon, so when the full moon comes up, you can charge it. That's what they said. But yeah, it has a healing for our nervous systems. And you hold it in your hand. But I want to get something without the black in it. I don't like the black. It almost looks like an icicle, right? But yeah, so you're going to feel a sensation of warmth. And then it aligns your chakras, especially your nervous system. Okay, the message is coming through right now. Wow, we're actually getting a message today. This is fun. You need to reach out to people, good people. Things that have your creative interest. And I did that today. And I felt guided by my angels and by the Lord. Because I feel kind of I'm stuck on YouTube. I don't know how to do all the logistics of it. I don't know how to set up my GoPro camera. I mean, at least I figured out how to turn it on. My nephew taught me how to do that. But I mean, I really feel like I'm technology, GoPro illiterate and drone illiterate. So I reached out to William Todd, and you can see his videos on YouTube. He travels all over the place. And he's kind of going through a phase right now, too, where he wants to settle down because he's tired of the travel. And it's good. He's going to go through a major change, and that's good. So he's trying to figure out, like, where to settle down, right? And I think a lot of us are going through that. Like, I'm going through that. I don't even know if I want to live in a house again. I was saying to my daughter-in-law, 'cause she's the one I can talk to who's pretty normal. And I said to her, I said, yeah. I said, I'm almost thinking about just getting an RV and driving around. And then, oh my God, I could drive around and do acupuncture on people. You know how they have those little places set up with the food? And I think that's a great idea. I think they should license all those people. But I mean, it should be clean too. You know, those little places where they sell tacos and milkshakes and whatever they sell, you know. I think we just have to focus on transformation, cleaning up. So this is a message that's coming through me right now. We want to connect with people that can be for our higher good. What does that mean for our higher good? God, I feel like maybe I should go get a Coca-Cola or something. I haven't had a Coca-Cola in years. And today I put in some ice cubes, and I got one of those fake Coca-Colas that have the stevia in it. And I put a little bit of Jamaican rum in it because, sorry about that. It's just so intense right now. And it was so refreshing. Plus it's my birthday month, so it was my little self-celebration with myself. It didn't cost like $15 a glass. They charge too much for alcohol. But I guess everything's gotten expensive. Okay, so let's go back. Let me backtrack. It's Mercury retrograde. So you might be meeting a lot of people from the past right now. I'd like to meet some of my old boyfriends. That's what I would like to do. Not all of them, certain ones. I had too many. See, I wasn't raised with a dad. My dad died when I was 6 or 7, so the whole men thing that back in the 60s and 70s, well, mostly in the 70s, right? I guess it started in the 60s. It was like a candy store to me. I felt like Elizabeth Taylor. Yeah, wasn't right though. All right, so this is a time to tune into our higher purpose. So I really love wanting how to do my YouTube station better and how to use a camera. You know, so that's kind of my desire right now, how to manifest more creatively. And I really need to work on my book more, so I need to buy a quick write machine. So I want you to take steps towards your goal. So that was one of my goals. So what did I do? I reached out to another YouTuber because I think a lot of people that don't do Facebook or YouTube, I have a hard time connecting with them. I mean, I really do, because I feel like right now we're in a multi-dimensional world and some people are still in a box. And I think to really be part of the world, you have to reach out. So anyway, that's what's coming through me. That's one of my suggestions. I want to learn about that, so I reached out to the teacher. I also did another thing this week. I put in my Brave Girl pants. God, why do I keep doing that? Because I keep moving the camera. You know, I took off that thing on the back of the camera. That's what happened. That it has like a weight, and that was helping me. But I don't know how to screw that on the back of a tripod. There must be some kind of connection. But anyway, this is a time to reach out to people that will help you in your creative pursuits. Okay? And what I'm thinking of doing too, so I've reached out. I reached also out to a doctor in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia. I mean, if I have to, I'll fly down to Atlanta, Georgia to fix my ligament, my partially torn ligament, that all these doctors tell me that I need a hip transplant. I go, well, I'm not getting a hip transplant. I looked at my x-ray of my hip. It's in 75%. It's in good condition. So it's like only 25% that's kind of without cartilage. And now they're creating, and I knew this was going to happen. Praise the Lord, the miracle of the century. Actually, this has been going on for a while, and you can do your own research. They created these, and I call them a plug. I don't know what else you would. It kind of almost looked like, and I think it was magnified, it looked like the cork of a bottle of wine. Oh, my daughter-in-law was going to bring me some cherry wine. And now I won't get it today because of the smoke. We decided not to meet today because it's too smoky. Buy yourself an air purifier. I have an air purifier on. And buy yourself extra filters. Yeah, so why don't you go in and see what you would like to do creatively. So I reached out to the doctor in Georgia because I looked at the doctors that I was researching in Chicago, and they only treat tendons. So you have to be very, very careful who you choose as a surgeon or a doctor. You want to really narrow it down. And that's what I like about this Mercury retrograde, because it's making you go over things that you wanted to do before, but you didn't get them finished. Maybe I'll do some painting today. You know, I could take you to my painting room with me. That would be fun, right? And we could see what arises. So yeah, so I reached out to this, and she said she'll try to get back to me as soon as possible, because she said sometimes this doctor comes through Chicago or works in Chicago. I guess sometimes they rotate around. But you know, I'll tell you, if I have to, I'll have to figure out how to go down to Atlanta, Georgia, and have it done down there. And then I'd have to stay down there for a while and heal. Maybe I could pay somebody to do that with me. So you gotta pay everybody today. It's like, what happened to friendship? You know what I mean? I think sometimes we call people our friends that are not really our friends. They're friendly, but I guess I just have a higher standard of what a friend is. A friend always tells the truth. A friend reaches out to you in time of need, like my friend Terry. I think Terry Cox is one of my favorite friends in the friend category. Now, we haven't been together as friends because she's living somewhere else now. But I'm telling you, she was there for me. So I think friends have to be there for you. So let's do a quick meditation. I'll have to do it laying down. All right, let's do some breathing first, and then I want you to think of your third eye. And if you feel, and just realize the nervous system. So if you're getting headaches right now and you're having problems with your nervous system, Let's breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. All right, so we're going to visualize rain over Canada. We're going to visualize the protection of the land. And just pray for the land because it's going to be Phoenix rising. God had to burn that land. It was so toxic. Okay? So just pray for it. I'm sorry, people and animals and everything had to leave, but it's the year of the fire horse. So let's pray for Canada. Let's visualize beautiful rain coming down. I love teaching that in school. I got to teach precipitation. Oh my God, and evaporation. And I had my kids do these drawings. Because when kids draw out something that like scientific in a process, they retain it more. So if you're a teacher and you're going to teach some kids, have them draw out the concept. So yeah, so let's visualize that because a lot of rivers are drying up right now. But that's because the land is going to shift. And we're going to have new islands coming up. And hopefully the good people will migrate to the islands and the bad people won't. So let's think of an island that's filled with like fifth dimension people. All right, so visualize the rain. I see beautiful violet light. Let's just visualize Canada and pray for that little Native American community. By praying, I meant focus on them, right? Open your heart. God is within. They always say, I love these people that are, there's radical groups of every religion, I swear. I still love the Hare Krishnas. They made the best food at all the, come on, I never even looked that up this year, where they had the 4th of July happening. I used to go to those, the Rainbow Family, but it just got too weird, Some of these things that are going on right now have more slipped into the darkness. All right. So what I'm saying right now is when you have something that comes through you, and things are going to come through very, very fast, and you're going to be very surprised at what you see. Because Neptune is retrograde. I think it's still retrograde. So that means going under, cleaning it out. It's kind of like if you visualize, you want to put new paint on the walls and they're peeling. So what do? You have to scrape it. So we're going to scrape out that old identity. We're going to scrape out all that stuff that we don't need. We're going to reposition it or repurpose it or give it away. I've given a lot of things away. I've given away a lawnmower, and now I found this wonderful gardener who, he's a little expensive, but instead of donating charity, I'd rather give him more money, and we always kind of barter a price. Like he'll go like, what he'll say, cientos, and then I will go, Cuarentos. I think that's how you say it. I sent them an email, Humana. I'm going to get rid of them for the fall. I can't stand them anymore. They call you like 2 to 3 times a week. They send you all this paper stuff. It's just like, I'm over it. Do I even really need insurance? They barely cover anything. Yeah, I fed my birds today. I went out and wore a mask. So, okay, so this is let me, before my mind bounces around into my hostas, because I learned I have to water the hostas like early in the morning, so their leaves, especially in July, can dry off during the day, because otherwise you would attract slugs and some other stuff. So it's better to do them early in the morning and then let the heat of the day burn off the moisture. My hostas look great though. And they said don't water them every day. And I kind of felt like they were telling me not to water them every day. At least I figured that one out. So about once a week. So yeah, and then you look at all the problems with the radical Muslims. Serious problems. Very disrespectful. Very arrogant. Somebody told me in a chat yesterday that what they did was they went into the Sistine, was it the Sistine Chapel? No, Notre Dame. After they just redid the bells of Notre Dame. Wasn't it Notre Dame? They had that burning in the tower and then they had to fix it. Yeah, these radical Muslims, destructive people, came in and destroyed the inside of the... See, that's where you got to take out a taser or a gun. I'm sorry. I'm not in for weapons, but when somebody is defacing and destroying your property, and then they took shit and they put it all over the altar. I hope I get censored for that. CRAP. Yeah, I put it all over the altar. I mean, could you see if you came in shit on the ground in front of a mosque? You'd lose your head. So this is what my friend used to talk about, is the Ottoman Empire. And this is what I talk about, the Trojan horse. This is the Trojan horse. Oh, save me from my country. There's no more friggin' war going on in your country. Go back to Afghanistan. Yeah, what did we do? We opened the Pandora's box. We let in a Trojan horse. I mean, I love the peaceful people, right? There's peaceful people. So let all those people that are slugs go back to their country. Get out your military, get out your armies, round them up like do in South Africa, and kick their asses out, right? And get back your homes, your culture, your people, the cleanliness of your cities, because they're raping our women and mutilating our men. It's just disgusting. So we really need to pray for that. And if you don't understand that, you need to go check out YouTube and see what's going on. Because it's a harsh reality out there. And all those floods in Texas, how many mosques do they have in Texas? Something like 74. I don't know. Do your own research. Why would you need 74 mosques in Texas? What happened to Texas? What happened to the governor there? They need to get his ass out. You need to call in your military. You need to close the mosque, kick these people out, and get back your state. Otherwise, I always had trust in Texas, and now I feel, because it has the 1 star on the flag, right? But now I just feel like Texas sold us out. And maybe that's why it's going underwater. Anyway, all those chemicals that they sprayed on the ground there, right? All those chemicals they sprayed on the ground, it'll be cleansed. This is like Phoenix Rising right now. Canada's burning. You have that whole little thing in the atmosphere that's shifting. I'm telling you, it's a trip in our world right now. If you don't see what's going on right now, you're under a rock. And it might be safer to be under a rock right now. Maybe it's safer to go live in a cave somewhere. I don't know. So right now, I want you guys to stay in your heart. Radiate out your light. The Schumann resonance is really high right now too. So if you don't know what the Schumann resonance is, you better look it up. Educate yourself. And pray for that little Nolan. Yeah, something's fishy there. He probably tried to be the peacemaker. Somebody got jealous of him, right? I feel there was betrayal. There was fire, like burning of evidence or covering up evidence. And I think there were rugs. They could have slipped him something. But who? Okay, let me not speak badly of the parents. I'll just speak generally to all parents. It is irresponsible to let these adults into a swimming pool at your home underage with alcohol and allow bullying to take place. I mean, if you haven't looked at that pool party that was taken on June 27th, which I think was uploaded to instill, I don't know, I'm sorry, to instill like a racial bias. But there are two things that are going on in that pool party if you look at it. The circle on the left shows the evidence of the alcohol bottles. And I don't know if this is the judge's house. I don't know whose house this was, so I'm not speaking on that matter. But if you look at the two white guys in the left-hand corner, that kid looks like he's being graped. Look at the expression on his face. Allegedly, in my opinion. And then I want you to look at the African-American kid kind of up in the upper right hand of the photo. And he looks like he's being bullied. So I have a theory. Was Nolan so everything's going on, they graduated, they're supposedly all friends or they're friendly, whatever the situation is. So what happened at that pool party? Was he being bullied? There was a rumor to be a fight. He was bleeding out of his mouth. I mean, I'm just reporting what I heard. I'm not stating this in fact, allegedly, in my opinion only, okay? So do your own research. But when I threw out my tarot cards, and I might do a reading on him tonight, we'll see what transpires in the news. But I'm getting what a lot of other readers are getting. Jealousy. Jealousy will cause betrayal. And these are young guys, right? And there was a beautiful girl, Jealousy, betrayal, a fire. Could that be burning of evidence? Concealing evidence? Selling the evidence to the dark web? I don't know. I'm just going on here. I don't know. And then the last card I got was rugs. You know what I'm saying. So did somebody slip something? Were they all doing something? I don't know. But when you get all these kids together with a high hormone level, maybe some of them are even on, how would you say, muscle building stuff, you might have a lot of energy comes up that is not good energy. And jealousy of going off with a beautiful girl by staying behind. Who knows what happened? Where was the parent supervision, right? So, parents now are suffering. Parents now are suffering. And I know they have to have grief about it. Yeah, why wasn't there more parent supervision? And I guess at the pool party, even when there was parent supervision, the parent was incapacitated, so to speak. So let's pray for these situations. Let's pray that they get resolved. But in my opinion, they should have collected everybody's cell phone. And they might want to check out the dark web. Okay, guys, stay in your heart. Let's pray for all these disastrous situations all over the world and the big earthquake that just happened. Remember, you are the light. The light is within you. So reach out to that light and allow it to flow into your space and create beauty and help you prosper on your path. Stay in your heart.